but I did it. Did it anyways. I'm gonna wait a few just to see if anyone shows up. If no one shows up, then I'll just take my pants off and jerk off on stream. I think that'd be a I think that'd be a good laugh. You know, I just jerk off on stream. I think that would be funny. Okay. Cool. I've got it open now. Thank you to all the people who followed after the last stream. Like, Stranger Things, Roman and Johnny. Thanks, guys. Oh, I got a bit of an itchy nose right now. It's not going great. So after the last stream, I went ahead and I fixed some things. We're gonna. I guess I can stay on the Streamlabs screen for a little bit. I don't have anything to show right now. Oh my god. So after the last stream, I went ahead and tried to figure some things out. I figured out what was going on with my earbuds. It was only happening on my end, apparently, which is dumb. And it's just like a weird thing with my laptop's connection to my earbuds. I don't know what that's about. So if it decides to do that again, I have these. Put them up to the camera. These are my Audio-Technica fucking things. They're good. One of them is missing the thing that goes around the ear because it broke off. But they still work fine. So if my earbuds decide to desync, I can just use that. And I figured out yesterday that it only does it when I pause and unpause YouTube videos. It doesn't do it any other time. If you're looking around, you may notice I'm in a different place as well, because I figured out what was making the really loud sound in the living room, and I turned it off. And now I won't be melting on stream anymore. And I have an actual chair now. So that's all cool and good. Wearing a different hat today, no headband. We're wearing the My Hero Academia beanie for extra cringe. And I'm gonna grab a drink out of my mini fridge. This is sparkling ice black raspberry. Pretty good. I like this flavor. It's probably my favorite sparkling ice flavor. I've been drinking a lot of them lately. God, what was I gonna say? So I've got a couple things planned today. I have some videos I want to watch. I don't know if we'll watch all of them. The first one we're probably gonna watch some of. I don't know if we'll watch all of it because it's like about Twitter shit. It's dumb. And then after the videos, I'm gonna talk about Biden. And then I have a special surprise. After that. First, I'm gonna pop this open though. I'm a little thirsty. Oh, yeah, it's pretty good. Oof. So I guess I'll get started. So first, we're gonna watch this video by a guy called Some Black Guy. It's called Quentin Reviews the Tool Twitter Trash. There's a big thing that happened like a while ago involving Quentin Reviews because he made a joke about not liking Trump in a video that was talking about a movie that was an allegory for the Trump presidency. And like a lot of people, like a lot of chud people got really upset about it, like Monkey Jones and Turkey Tom and LS Mark. They got really pissy about it. So yeah, this guy, I don't know what his deal is, but this particular video is about the a tweet that Quentin made talking about how he was almost in that Kyrgyzstan flag picture that was taken outside of VidCon one year. And for those who don't know, I'm not going to pull up a picture of it because I don't give a shit, and it shows up in the video, but the Kyrgyzstan flag is just like an altered version of the of a Nazi flag, yeah, and it's just green, and the swastika is replaced with the word Kek, and that's like the only difference. There might be a 4chan symbol in there, but let's go ahead and start this.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you doing?
Cool. Ah, great. Why did that sound come out of my actual computer speakers? Oh, this is neat. It was not doing this a second ago.
And we got another Twitter trash for you. It's going to be an interesting one. Got a little bit of petty drama, and just the normal trash that you're used to, so it should be pretty fun. I think you're going to enjoy this one. But before I just dive head first into it, you know I got to give a big shout out to...
Oh yeah, welcome you Chai.
Supreme victory!
So the first trash tweet we're going to cover comes from a YouTuber that goes by the name Quentin Reviews. Now, I don't know him super well, but he is kind of...
You know, Quentin's pretty hot. If I weren't straight, I'd ask Quentin out. You know, I think he's an attractive man.
Notorious for being a tool. And, you know, he kind of just tries hard as well. And let me read this tweet and then we'll get into why this is trash. Sometimes I think about how close I came to being in this photo. Like, I was hanging out with a bunch of these people that day, and I can assure you I was stupid enough in 2016 to join in if anyone asked. Quote, dude, you wanna pose with this Nazi flag? Quote, anything to pwn the SJWs. So this photo in question took place at VidCon 2017, where a bunch of us posed with this Kyrgyzstani flag. And I'll get into what Kyrgyzstani is in a second, because it's really important to understand the context of this, because there's a lot of people, a lot of progressive ideologues on the what they...
Listen, guys. It's really important that you know the context of the Nazi flag. You can see it here. Very clearly just a slightly altered Nazi flag. But you have to understand the context of the Nazi flag. The context of making a flag that's a Nazi flag but green.
Called the bread tube side of YouTube that willfully ignore all of what it really means and what it's about. But
what do you mean? That doesn't make any sense. It's literally like a Nazi flag. Like if I make a fucking swastika, yeah. If I decide to like, oh, I'm gonna make this fake swastika to pwn the fucking left, right, and then it starts getting used by actual racists, there's no difference. It becomes a hate symbol at that point. When actual racists are taking your symbol and using it for their agenda, it doesn't mean anything aside from that, because that's the popular usage now.
Let's first focus on Quentin and why he would even put this up, and the idea of sometimes thinking about this at all. Like, I was in the photo, which I hate that photo because it's just bad angle. There were so many people taking pictures, and I was wearing this triple XL shirt of Nick Crompton, and I just looked terrible. I hate it. But still, I was in it and I don't even think about it. And it's like, this guy, like, why are you thinking about this? Why are you bringing up this stuff and throwing so many people under the bus? There's people...
Why does it matter that Quentin thinks about the photo? I don't understand why you care so much that this one guy thinks about this group photo of a bunch of people standing in front of a edited Nazi flag in front of VidCon. Like, that's a I don't know. It doesn't matter why Quentin thinks about it. Like, maybe you should think about it more. I don't know. It seems like a weird thing to complain about as your first point.
That align with him politically that were in that photo, and he's still just like, oh, they're all posing with a Nazi flag. It's just a really dickish thing to do, and really.
Hello. Okay. I just wanted to make sure the mic was working because I got scared for a second.
Unnecessary. Now let's talk about Kekistan and the Kekistani flag for a second.
It's a symbol of white nationalism. These are groups that espouse, in many cases, violence and certainly white supremacism, anti-Semitism, anti-gay, anti-black.
Hello, everyone.
Hold on.
This is Big Man Tyrone, President of Kyrgyzstan.
The idea was supposed to be to.
Okay, so with the whole news thing, I don't really see anything there that he really said that was wrong, because the people who use the Kekistani flag tend to be white supremacists and Nazis. And then, of course, he plays a clip of Big Man Tyrone, which I'm not the biggest Big Man Tyrone historian, but I'm pretty sure Big Man Tyrone is one of those people that you pay to say shit. Like, if I had, like, fucking, I don't know, $20 or whatever, I could get, like, a 30-second clip of Big Man Tyrone going, hey, drink fucking Sprite. Yum yum, Sprite. And then, like, with the Kekistan flag stuff, I don't know if that's stuff that he personally bought, or stuff that might have been, like, sent to him by people. I'm gonna assume it was sent to him by people. But, you know, I could be wrong. And just because, like, you know, there's a black man saying, hello, I'm the president of Kyrgyzstan, that doesn't mean that it itself is not a hate symbol. Like, that's a weird defense.
Make fun and parody the white people that were promoting ethno-states, you know, the alt-right and people like that. So you took an idea.
And then it got adopted by the alt-right. So, like, what the fuck do you mean? It's supposed to make fun of the alt-right, yeah, but then the alt-right adopted it and used it for hateful purposes. White supremacists used it for hateful purposes. Like, it became a symbol of white supremacy, and you're still sitting here defending it, acting like, oh, it's not a big deal, it's not a real issue, when very clearly it was. When racist groups were, and to an extent still are, though it's not as big today, they used the Kekistan flag and Kyrgyzstan as, like, a symbol of white supremacy.
Idea like Pepe and all these green people, and you took all of their talking points and you just meme the hell out of it. You made it a joke.
Here it is. This is the flag of Kyrgyzstan. Now, it might look familiar to you because it looks a lot like that. Spooky, right? It seems like that should be a pretty clear symbol that this is all about racism. No, not at all. It's actually very, very simple. You see, if you really don't like a certain group of people, one of the best things that you could possibly do to take the piss out of them is take an object that they hold very, very sacred, twist it around, and make it your own. Make it a mockery. How?
Okay, but even if that was the initial, like, meaning, yeah? The white supremacists took the Kyrgyzstan flag and started using it for their own purposes. So it kind of defeats its own purpose, yeah? What the fuck is he wearing here?
How could you take the piss more out of neo-Nazis than taking their damn flag and turning it into something about meme freedom, which is an absolute condemnation of identity politics, and everything about white nationalism and ethno-states and neo-Nazis is identity politics.
It was
yeah, and it's that too. Like, the swastika was originally a religious symbol. There's like different swastikas, but, like, you know, Nazis took the swastikas and used it for their own means, and now the swastika is not acceptable even in most religious sects.
Funny at the time, but the progressive ideologues, you know, the bread tubers, they didn't see it as funny. They just saw that, oh, look it, they took that flag that was racist and they made it its own thing, and I guess it's still racist.
Ah, man, I wonder why people didn't like you taking the Nazi flag and painting it green, and then that green Nazi flag being used by actual Nazis and them saying, no, it's not racist, it's just about memes. Because you realize that, like, Nazis use the Kyrgyzstan flag, yeah, and they use it to deflect from them being actual racist by saying, well, it's not a Nazi flag, it's not a swastika, it's Kyrgyzstan. It's about memes, it's just a meme. It's like the whole, like, I'm not actually racist, I'm just being racist ironically. Like, even if you're, like, jokingly racist, you're still racist. Ironic racism is racism. And it's such bullshit. It's just a way to fucking deflect any fucking criticism.
Races, just kind of just twisting it into whatever they want it to be. You know what it reminds me of, and I'm sorry for bringing this up, it reminds me of Gamergate. We had a lot of people that said what it's about. People that were like, hey man, there's some shady stuff going on in the gaming industry. You have
shady stuff like claiming that a woman fucked people to get good reviews. Yeah, shady stuff. Shady stuff. There are way worse things going on in the gaming industry that are out in the open, right? Like fucking Epic treating its employees like shit, like Riot treating its employees like shit, fucking Ubisoft and EA and tons of just AAA companies treating people like shit. Even back then, there were reports of it, of course. It's not as big as it was back then, but there were bigger things going on than this woman, her game got good reviews, she had to fuck people to get good score. It's like, shut the fuck up. Gamergate was such a load of bullshit.
Somebody that's doing very unethical practices, and now they're protecting her. And instead of like ousting her, and firing her and being like, you can't work with us or associate with us anymore because you're making us look bad and you're doing a lot of shady things, they protected her. And then they're like, oh, all these people are just mad because they don't like women in gaming. And then so all of those progressive...
True! Correct! That is correct! If you like women in gaming, why were you so mad that a woman's game got good review scores and made up fucking bullshit that she fucked people? I don't know. Seems a little sus to me.
Ideologues are like, yeah, it's women in gaming. It's all about sexism. It's all about cis white males and shit. And it's like stuff that people weren't even talking about until they brought it up. So when it comes to this Kyrgyzstani thing,
that's not true. That's literally how Gamergate started. I would fucking know. I was a fucking Gamergate piece of shit back in fucking, 2013? I was fucking there for that shit. That was dumb. And of course I realized after the fact that it was dumb, and I wish I knew that beforehand, but I was also in fucking middle school. So my brain wasn't quite as wrinkly as it is now. My brain cock, little tiny brain cock. Now my brain cock, massive.
I see the same thing happen. These people that are very left, people that are fairly liberal, made this. They made it as a joke. And then they're like, oh no, they're just all racist. And just like that, and that's what Quentin's doing.
Who the fuck made the Kyrgyzstan flag that was on the left? Wasn't it made by fucking 4chan? 4chan's not a fucking lefty site. I mean, I'm sure there are people on the left on 4chan, but they weren't the people making the Kyrgyzstan flag.
They're just all next. I can't believe I dodged a bullet. I can't believe I was almost in this photo with all of these people, all over, all of these ethnicities are posing with this flag. And yeah, it's just a Nazi flag. That's all. It can't be anything else. So it takes a certain type of person to go out of their way to be an asshole like this. And from my
how the fuck is he being an asshole? He made a tweet saying, man, I used to be a shitty piece of fucking shit chud. I was almost in the fucking Kyrgyzstan picture. How is that being an asshole? Like, how the fuck is reflecting on your past self and your past mistakes being an asshole? Like, nothing about that makes Quentin the bad guy. I don't understand what his point is supposed to be. Quentin's an asshole for sharing a picture.
experience, Quentin is that type of person. I met him at VidCon 2018. Now, right off the bat, he seemed like a regular, normal guy. He seemed chill. He took pictures with us. You know, he was associating with us, having a good time. But, you know, as the days went by, I kind of noticed a couple of things with him, a couple of remarks and things that he said that was like a little bit weird, a little bit off-putting. And then one thing that really rubbed me the wrong way was when we were all going to a bar. You know, we had a good time. We all met Jack's Films and all these people. It was a wonderful time. It was time to go home back to the Airbnb that we were all sharing. And we were all trying to get Ubers and Lyfts at the same time, but it was hard because everybody was trying to get them. And he got one. And he offered no ride to anybody. Like, we're all trying to get rides and we're all going to carpool together, right? Because we're all going back to the same location. He got his own and then he just left us all in the dust. And I'm just like, oh, what a dickhead. And it wasn't enough to just make that.
What a fucking monster. He took the Uber! He did not get us Uber. What? He fucking got an Uber and, like, didn't tell you guys, and that's the big issue? Like, you don't know what the fucking situation with the Uber was. It could have been, like, that Uber already had people in the car. There wasn't room for anyone else. I don't know. There's situations where in which it makes sense. Or maybe, I don't know. It seems like a weird thing to say that he's a dickhead for, because he got an Uber and didn't tell everyone else. I don't know. Seems kind of petty to me.
That tweet. Jeff Holiday, he quote tweeted that and he had some words to say, and because of that, Quentin took to Discord to talk a little bit more trash. Someone who I guess I used to hang out with quote tweeted to say that I was a bad person or something. It got 33 likes, but still, lol. Yeah, I got a lot more than 33 likes, man. Maybe I had 33 likes in the first.
Who the fuck is Jeff Holiday? Oh no, guys. Quentin was antisocial and didn't clean up his space. Oh man. Oh, wow. Oh jeez. Quentin's canceled, everyone. Sorry. He has he has problems socializing. Weird. I bet this fucking shit really helps him.
First few minutes it was up. He said something like, you were antisocial in 2018 and didn't clean up after your mess when you left. And like, I was antisocial in 2018 because every time I walked into the living room of that Airbnb, one of them was saying the N-word or some shit.
Beat it up, N-word.
I don't recall leaving a mess. I know I didn't do my bed or anything, but I think I left the same day as everyone else. But to be honest, that was just a really negative experience. Everyone had a strange, edgy energy that Airbnb that I didn't vibe with. First of all, nobody was saying the N-word in that Airbnb.
Okay, well, that's just fucking he said, she said shit at that point, you know? Like, Quentin says they said the N-word, you say they didn't. One of those may be true. I don't know, but, like, regardless, if he didn't like you guys actually and just like stayed in the Airbnb to like keep the peace, you know, and didn't say anything, that's completely acceptable. And acting like it's ridiculous is dumb.
That's just completely false. And people that were there staying there can attest to that. They're like, what are you talking about? That's just pure bullshit. I don't know why he would say this. Like, he's just really trying so hard to impress his friends to make us seem so shitty. And it's like, nah, bruh, that wasn't happening. Furthermore, there was no edgy energy there. Everybody that stayed in that Airbnb was very chill. And things never even got crazy. Like, say, I remember VidCon 2017, one of the commentary Airbnbs was popping. Like, it was really popping off. And this one, in 2018, was very chill. Very chill energy, and everybody got along great.
Okay, that means jack shit, though. Okay, maybe you didn't feel anything edgy, yeah? But maybe to Quentin, your group was edgy and was off-putting to him. And that's okay, he's allowed to have those feelings. You can't fucking, like, delegitimize how fucking Quentin felt about your group and the people in the Airbnb. That's ridiculous. You know, because, like, if he felt that way, he felt that way. Whether you felt that way or not is It doesn't mean anything. That's just how Quentin felt, and Quentin was saying how he felt.
So, once again, bullshit. Anyway, I think we can all agree that in hindsight, Kekistan was a bad idea. I don't think anybody would have did it if we would have known what it was going to turn into. If people a part of BreadTube were going to try their hardest to just really paint it in a negative light because, you know, they disagree with us and they need...
Yeah, clearly the issue wasn't the fact that it was a edited Nazi flag. It was BreadTube. It was the lefties. It's all their fault. It's all the SJWs. Those damn SJWs. If we had just known that they were going to get mad about the Nazi flag, we wouldn't have done it. Shut the fuck up.
Enemies to vanquish and so on and so forth. The last thing I'm going to say about this is that I don't really care if you're progressive. Even if you're a progressive ideologue, like you're just balls deep in your ideals.
What the fuck is a progressive ideologue? I don't know what that fucking means. I don't give a shit. Like, who cares if someone's like, what the fuck does progressive ideologue mean?
It doesn't bother me that much. What bothers me is the hostility. When people come at you the wrong way. You know, like I said before, where you believe you're on the right side of history, so it gives you the authority. It gives you the authorization to just be a complete tool. And that's basically what this tweet is, man. It's just pure trash, and...
He's a tool for fucking reflecting on his past. Very big brain. Thanks, dude. Big brain over here. Talking about how much of a tool Quentin is for reflecting on his past decisions and mistakes and how he almost ended up in a shitty picture.
It was completely...
Oh, wait. Isn't fucking Sargon of Akkad in that picture or something? Actual fucking Nazis, Sargon of Akkad. What a bitch.
Necessary. Ladies, women, girls, females, wear a bra. Cover your nipples. Modesty is essential.
Oh, is there more
You are
tweets?
disrespecting people's marriages / spouses. You are disrespecting your future spouse.
Well, that's enough of that then. Here's a channel that was suggested to me by one puppy puncher. It's called Leftist Cuck. This video is from June, so it's a little old. It's called Protest Peacefully, Don't Loot. Let's see what fucking bullshit is shown in this garbage.
His name was George
Oh, why does it keep doing that?
Floyd. He's on
What the fuck?
video saying
Okay, why is it deciding to use my speaker? Here. Let's do one of these.
his name was George
There we go.
Floyd. He's on video saying, "Please, please, I can't breathe." So Minneapolis police officer holds him down for minutes with his knee on Floyd's neck. This noon, George Floyd is dead.
Rioting breaks out over the killing of a black man at the hands of police in Minneapolis. The anger taking hold across thousands of miles right here in Southern California. Minneapolis is bracing for more violence tonight, while local officials urge for calm.
Yeah, those protesters in Minnesota leaving a path of destruction in their wake. Dozens of buildings were burned, damaged, or looted.
We begin today with breaking news in our national lead. Former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin is now in custody and is being charged with third-degree murder and manslaughter for the killing of George Floyd.
Oh, shit! I actually don't know. I'm at a loss for words. As a person who is sitting here guiding you through this, I really don't know what to say at this moment except for this is America. This is where our country, this is what it has come to right now. And I am wondering who is going to step into the void and,
get
call
it.
for some calm and try to pull us all together instead of dividing us. I haven't seen this
Oh wait,
since
aren't those the undercover
since
cops that did the brick shit though?
Rodney King, to be frank with you. And no one condones what's happening.
Oh, I condone what's happening.
Oh my, quite the situation we're in here, eh? I'd say Martin Luther King.
What is this fucking voice? My oh my. Quite the sticky pickle we're in. Like, what the fuck kind of voice is that? It has to be a fucking, like, character voice, right?
Is rolling in his grave right about now. This whole situation.
Yeah, didn't MLK say the fucking riots were the voice of the oppressed? Like, fucking MLK did not, fucking say riots are bad, you know? And to fucking say that he said that is just fucking a lie. So, shut the fuck up, Whitey.
Is totally fucked, and a lot of the anger is justified. The way the guy was killed is absolutely heartbreaking, but I think we need to talk about a few things. Starting with looting.
Oh yeah, InfoWars!
Protesting. This type of behavior is making all of the protesters look bad, and that isn't the case at all. Stop exploiting this man's death to live out your LARPing communist fantasy.
What the fuck? Your LARPing communist fantasy? Bro, like, shut the fuck up. If you think that the fucking protesters... If you think people looting during protests make protesters look bad, and the fucking cops, like, murdering people, it isn't, you need to fucking, like, reassess your values.
Looting a Nike store isn't an anti-capitalist revolution. For the love of God.
Really? I don't know. Looting the Nike store is kind of based. Not gonna lie.
God, pet stores are starting to post signs saying animals inside, please don't burn. Think about that, people. That's totally f***ed for a first world nation. Don't you remember learning 2 wrongs don't make a right? I think...
Yeah. Have you ever thought about the fact that we live in an oppressive police state and that fighting against them is a good thing because they don't help us? I mean, you can get mad about looting all you want, yeah, but like fucking material goods like Nike shoes and fucking shit like that can be fucking replaced. People's lives can't be replaced. Breonna Taylor's life can't be fucking replaced. And to fucking get all pissy because, oh, they looted the Walmart. Oh no. Like, who gives a shit, man? It's Walmart. Walmart's billions of dollars. It's money so big, we can't even fucking fathom it with our fucking baby human brains.
I think the real problem here is the media. They have been slowly building this tension for a long time, and it's reaching a boiling point with everyone being trapped inside for the past few months. I mean, look at this. We have the media exploiting tragedy and racial tension to push a political...
Media isn't even fucking talking about the protests anymore. What the fuck are you talking about? You think the media is making this worse by not talking about it? And of course, this is a few months old, so he probably couldn't have known that. But like, in what world were the fucking media making a race war or whatever he's trying to say? They weren't. This is just fucking what happens when an entire group of people for generations continue to be oppressed. They rise up. It's just how things happen.
Political agenda. Not only that, we have fake protesters exploiting a man's death so they could just steal a bunch of free shit. Like, what road are we going down here, people? But you also have some other really weird stuff going on. Like, there's this video where this bum sorta looking Antifa dude was paying a bunch of protesters. But the bum Antifa dude's mannerisms looked a little weird to me. Almost like he was a plant of some sort.
What? Is this a fucking conspiracy theory shit? Oh, Steven Crowder. Ah, amazing. What's this fucking conspiracy theory shit? You're saying fucking Antifa bums are paying protesters to do things like say Black Lives Matter.
The barricade, go get everything you can find. Go get everything you can find. These are the boys right here. This is the team. There's more stuff that we can put out here. Hey, there's 3 picnic tables up here. There's a couple picnic tables up here. Let's go on. Come on, y'all.
I mean, this is just my theory, but it seems like he's paying protesters to riot. And why would
he was talking about picnic tables, wasn't he? Are you sure he wasn't talking about, like, setting up supplies? Because that's what it sounds like to me. When a guy goes, hey, picnic tables, sounds like putting up picnic tables to fucking, like, put shit on, like, water and hand out supplies. But, of course, I don't have that fucking video, so I don't have any fucking context to what's going on in that fucking 6-second clip.
bum-looking Antifa dude be doing such a thing? I'm just curious.
Why?
Not that him paying these people don't already look bad and fishy enough. I mean, come on, does that not look highly sus? Or am I just paranoid? Are some of these people being paid to instigate protesters? I'm sure most of it.
So what Leftist Cook is trying to say is that we have crisis actors on our hands. Shut the fuck up. Also, this guy's voice is fucking obnoxious. Imagine if I did every stream like this, and I talked like this. Would you think it'd be good? Would this be a good way to do videos?
It is just shitty people using a tragedy to exploit the system, but that sure doesn't change what this looks like. Anyway, let's move on to this set of beautifully ironic tweets from Chris Palmer. In the first one, you have a picture of a building set ablaze during the riot, and Chris Palmer says, "Burn that shit down. Burn it all down." But when Chris Palmer was later faced with thugs breaking into his gated community, he had a very different take on the situation. They just attacked our sister community down the street. It's a gated community, and they tried to climb the gates. They had to beat them back, then destroyed a Starbucks, and now they're in front of my building. Get these animals the fuck out of my neighborhood. Go back to where you live. Oh my. If a white person said this, that would sound a little, dare I say, you know. Welp, they're gone. Security called the cops and they swarmed. Some scattered and others were arrested. You hate to see it. Tense moments. There's graffiti everywhere. We live in a beautiful, safe community and have pride. These people had no pride and weren't protesters. God,
I fucking hate this dude's voice. Could you fucking, like, make a more annoying voice for your fucking shitty rant Sona?
It's kind of funny how all of a sudden they aren't protesters when it's your house at risk of being burnt down. All of these champagne socialists and faked activists make me sick, and I could see right through you.
Who the fuck is Charlie Palmer anyways? I don't know who that fucking is. And I don't give a shit what his fucking bad opinions are on protesters. Like, why is fucking Leftist Cook over here acting like, you know, fucking Charlie Palmer speaks for all protesters? He's an NBA writer? Then who gives a shit? Who cares? He's fucking part of the elite. I don't give a shit.
Are you serious, dude?
We
Are
could've made
you
money
really
together.
trying to drag a stolen ATM onto a bus? Okay, that's kind of funny, to be honest. I'm not sure why you thought the bus driver was gonna be okay with that, though. I guess you didn't think that completely through, eh?
Sweetheart, is this your car? Did you
Oh,
leave
hey,
your
it's
car
this
to go
video.
get some sneakers? What did you get? At least show me what you got. Show me what you got since you left your car. Hold on, let's see. Let's see what you got here. Let's see. Let's see what you got. You left your car in traffic, ma. You got right? You good? That's what I'm talking about.
I can't believe these people
Yeah.
are leaving their vehicle in the middle of the street, then running into
I can't believe these people are stealing Nike shoes. Think of the poor Nike executives. They don't have the shoes now. What will the Nike executives do without the shoes?
this store to steal some sneakers. There's really only one way to describe this kind of behavior. Disgusting exploitation of protests for personal gain. I could tell you right now, stealing sneakers is in no way a protest for this man's death. You can see it on these people's faces. They are excited and just trying to come up on some new sneakers. Definitely not the attitude of a protester angry about a man's wrongful death. That's the attitude of...
Okay, yeah. Looters aren't the same as protesters, but trying to equate them as the same is dumb. Like, I don't see what the point of getting mad at people looting is, and there are far bigger problems than looting, than people burning down fucking police stations. There are bigger issues here, like the police murdering people, like the police allowing white supremacists to murder people, like happened recently.
Of a looter, the attitude of someone that only cares about personal gain. So it can't even be seen as a protest against capitalism like a lot of these LARPing socialists are saying. Think about it.
No, looting is pretty open, like, anti-capitalist, yeah? Because you're not giving money to a big corporation, you're stealing what they would get money from, and, like, fucking up their profits, even a little bit. And I'd say, in an anti-capitalist way, looting's pretty fucking cool.
Make it make sense. Enough of all of this. All cops aren't out to get you. They aren't all assholes that'll kill you over a power.
All cops are bastards! Those that work forces are the same that burn crosses, dumbass. The police system is designed to oppress the people. It's designed to oppress marginalized groups. You know? The police system sucks. There are no good cops because all the good cops get fired because the bad cops are in power and the other good cops don't do anything because if they do anything, they lose their jobs and they can't lose their jobs so they do nothing. So please explain how the police system isn't out to oppress anyone.
Trip. The vast majority of them are good people that put themselves in the line of danger to keep.
The vast majority of them beat their wives. And how the fuck is a guy fucking like getting in his car fucking dangerous? Like, shut the fuck up.
Us all safe. But they are human just like the rest of us. Meaning they have the capability of being...
They're human just like the rest of us, which means it's okay when they shoot a man 7 times in the back. They're human, so it's okay when they break into a house and shoot a sleeping woman and her boyfriend. They're only human, so it's not evil whenever they plant drugs on people and arrest them. They're only human. Sure, he may have turned off his body cam, but it was an accident, I'm sure.
Being a bad person or even doing bad things. But that doesn't mean you should just paint them all with the same brush and just assume they're all like that. It could literally be flipped the same exact way with race. Don't let a few
Whoa! What? No, it fucking can't! Cause race isn't a fucking job, dumbass! Police are a fucking job. You choose to be a police officer. You don't choose to be black. You don't choose to be fucking white. You don't choose to be fucking Indian or Native American. What the fuck are you talking about? Are you out of your fucking mind? It can be flipped on to race too, because you see, sometimes black people commit crimes. But the difference is, I hate black people, and I don't hate cops. Shut the fuck up.
Destroy your perception of the vast majority of well-meaning cops. We could get along, people. We're all humans. Let's not tear each other apart with hate.
You're not getting attacked. You're free hood, brother. Right, brother. Thank you, man. That's right. Thank you for being out here. It's not even like that. It's not even like that. It's about staying neutral. That's what's important. You kill somebody.
Nah, they're good for calling that guy a pussy. Fuck that dude. I hope he didn't get hit by those cops afterwards. That would suck.
Did he kill somebody? I see them as human beings, just like I see everybody on this side as human beings. We're all human. His uniform doesn't make him a robot. Just like your uniform, your skin color doesn't make you a criminal.
Yeah, my man. Pastor Hawkins here. I'm just going to tell you, we want to be with y'all for real. So I took my helmet off and laid the batons down. I want to make this a parade.
Didn't they beat the protesters after this? Because I totally remember fucking footage from like protests where the cops are like, hey, we love you guys. And then after the cameras went off, they went and beat everyone.
Protest. You got little ones here, you got dogs, so what's up? So listen, I'm just telling you, these cops love you. You tell us what you need to do.
Walk with us! 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 Walk with us!
Let's walk with us! Let's talk!
So, what have we learned from all this? Well, personally, I think we can't let the media pit us all against each other. We can't let people exploit
We can't let the media put us against each other. Shut the fuck up. I'm done. Fuck that shit. Let's watch fucking Just a Robot. Woo! Here's a video from fucking March, because all of his other videos don't look interesting. It's about Onision and Christine Weston Chandler. Let's see how often the robot misgenders the trans woman. Let's go. I love Transformers. That's my favorite Michael Bay series.
Just a robot. In the information age, we have data on just about everything. We know who has the most subs on YouTube. We know who has the most views on YouTube. Video games will track how many kills you get, how much damage you have dealt, how much damage you have taken, how often you pop the health potion, and many other things. You can even use Google Trends to figure out when memes were popular and when memes died. But there is one thing that is quite difficult to figure out. Who's the most hated person on the internet? There are many choices. Jake Paul, Logan Paul, Anita Sarkeesian, the guy who made the picture of Shrek and Shadow the Hedgehog making out, and the guy who caused the Voxpocalypse. Now, many of these people are definitely in the top 10, and may have been the most hated person on the internet at one point or another. But the most consistently hated people on the internet seem to be Christian Weston Chandler and Onision.
Okay, well, already he's misnamed her. She goes by Christine Weston Chandler now, you fuckhead. So please, just fucking respect her name. It's not that hard. I think she still goes by Chris Chan, but he very clearly said Kristen, which is a different name.
I don't think either of these two productive members of society really need an introduction. If you somehow don't know who either of these two are, then I only have one thing to say to you. I guess Chief Priest Now, despite the CWC and
What was that
Onion Man
supposed to
being
be?
the most hated people on the internet, they're pretty much total opposites. But they're all
Yeah, Christine isn't really hated. She's just like, people just like make fun of her a lot because of fucking Sonichu and shit. And like, a lot of that has to do with just like her life and like other stuff. And like, it's not that Christine hasn't done questionable things or bad things. Like, I know early on in Sonichu, she drew herself having sex with one of her friends, and that was bad. But like, no one's ever like really hated Christine. They just fucking bullied her online for years and fucked with her, and that's a big issue.
also similar in certain ways, and I want to figure out down to a science what people on the internet really hate. First, let's go over their differences. Obviously, the first difference that most people will notice is that Christian is autistic and Onision is a sociopath. But there are plenty of sociopaths and autists on the internet. Without autists and small children, I would only have like 5 subs on YouTube.
Whoa! Whoa! Joke! That was a joke!
And without people who
Yeah, dude, it's okay to make ableist jokes because they're just jokes. You heard it here first from the Robot Man. He said it. It's true. You can say the A word now. It's okay. It's okay.
who lack any form of empathy, there are very few people I could even cover on YouTube. Now, autists usually don't have the best sex lives. Chris was born in 1982 and Onision was born in 1985. But Onision lost his virginity allegedly at 14, while Christian didn't lose it until the mid-2010s and they had to pay for it. But even if you take out all the alleged stuff,
Man, who gives a fuck? Why does it matter? Why does their fucking sex life matter? I mean, I assume this is gonna tie into the Onision pedophile shit. But why the fuck do we need to know when Christine had sex? I don't care.
It's clear to see that Onision has gone through several different women, while Christian, as far as I'm aware, has never had a girlfriend.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Christian, despite being in their 30s, still hasn't lived on their own, while Onision has 2 kids. There are many people who will say that Christian is just trolling, but no, he's clearly legit. No one has this.
Oh, cool! Misgendering! Woo! They said it! They said the wrong pronoun, everybody! Time to clap! Congratulations! Seriously, I don't understand what it is with these fucking people just not saying the right fucking word. It's not that hard. It's just like an extra letter.
In the world.
I'll send in detectives, I'll send in police, I'll send in everything in my power to get it off the internet!
Listen to me. Yes. Listen to me. Yes. Shut that goddamn thing off.
But for Onision, it's the opposite. A lot of his stuff is not legit. He's clearly playing himself up for the camera, but most people don't think he's trolling at all. While many people hate both Christian and Onision, Onision at least has a lot of fans, while Christian has basically no fans. The only people who support them are people who take pity on them, and that's basically it. Onision will hurt people intentionally, whether it's to get back at them or because he's a sick, messed up person. Well, Christian seems to mostly do it unintentionally, much like a child who doesn't know any better. Onision is buff, Christian is fat, Onision is cis, Christian is trans. Okay,
so he knows that she's trans, and he knows her pronouns, so he just chooses not to say them, and not to say the right name. Cool. Glad we know that now.
At this point, I think you all get the picture. They're pretty much total opposites. So maybe despite being the most hated people on the internet, they are actually different. People just hate them for different reasons. Or do they? Everything I've mentioned so far are pretty superficial compared to the big...
You know, I don't like this guy, but I will say he has good taste in video game music so far. I've recognized the tracks. Persona 4 is a good game. Everyone should play Persona 4 Golden on Steam. Instead of watching this fucking shit. Hey, Big Chungus!
Big stuff. There are plenty of people on the internet who live with their parents. There are plenty of people on the internet who are fat. There are plenty of people on the internet who are single. There are plenty of people on the internet who are stupid. And there are people on the internet who have a combination.
Oh, IQ levels! Woo! We did it! IQ scores! Yeah! Because that's a good fucking level of intelligence. The fucking number. My brain is this number, so I'm smarter than you.
Of all those things. And yeah, they get mocked for it, but not to the level Christian does. But in all seriousness, let's go over the real reason.
Because Tristan was fucking bullied online for a fucking decade and fucked up her mental health. You know? Christine was fucking bullied for years from fucking assholes online. And it's completely destroyed her fucking mental health. And to act like people like you haven't, like, fucking added to that bullshit, it's disingenuous. It's complete idiocy.
Reason why Onision and Christian are similar, and that similarity is why people hate them both so much. But before I get to that, let's go over the smaller reasons that make them similar. Starting off with, they're both cult leaders.
Excuse me, the
fuck did you just say?
Now granted, Onision's cult is not really all that successful, but it's definitely a lot more successful than Christian's dimensional merge stuff. The only people who believe in the dimensional merge besides Christian are people who are just trolling. They're both white. You know, the most evil creatures on the planet, white people.
I said that as a fucking joke. This is fucking ass. I got my hair in my mouth. Oh god. Okay. My hair is out of my mouth. I did it. I did basic human functions.
Well, yeah. That's what Chris and Onision are.
History's greatest monster!
They're also both extremely left-leaning.
Yeah, Onision known for being super left-leaning, like when he fucking mentally abused his wife. Thanks. Cool.
With their politics. Granted, Chris used to be really hardcore right-wing at one point, but he completely flip-flopped. They're both authors with works that people constantly make fun of, with Chris Chan in his Sonichu comics, and Onision with his books where the main characters are always narcissists. And with that, we can finally segue into the real reason why Onision and Christian are the most hated people on the internet. Narcissism is what people on the internet hate the most. When Christian does it, I like to think they don't know any better. With Onision, it's harder to tell.
You think fucking Christine is a narcissist? Are you out of your mind? You're fucking stupid.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff he does is clearly fake, but other things he does, I can't tell if he's serious or not. It's amazing how different they are, yet they're so similar at the same time. It's kind of like the whole yin and yang thing. One cannot exist without the other. Light has some darkness within it, and darkness
Kingdom
has
Hearts.
some light
Oh, cool. Danganronpa.
A scientist to tell you, no matter how much light there is, there will always be a shadow.
Where's the Persona
if the
picture?
internet had a main character, it would be the CWC.
Yo, that Megatron, Optimus Prime
had a main villain,
statue.
it would be, well...
That Optimus Prime figure is fucking awesome. I want the Optimus Prime figure. Think Christine still has that? I'll buy it from her.
A lot of different people, but Onision would be one of them. And the other reason as to why the CWC and Onision are the two most hated people on the internet is because they just never stop doing dumb stuff. The CWC has made a picture of himself fingering one of his best gal pals without her consent. The CWC has a sex tape of themselves doing it with a blow-up doll on the internet. The CWC pepper sprayed a guy. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. If I mentioned everything, we would...
Yeah, you think that maybe because of, you know, her problems with social stuff? So I think that may be related to her problems with being social. I don't know. Just a thought. And maybe, you know, the decade plus of bullying from people on the internet added to that shit too. I don't know. Just a thought I had with my big brain cock.
Be here all day. Onision has destroyed the wetlands behind his house. Onision has copyrighted many videos people have done on him. Onision has even called the cops on Chris Hansen. And just like with the CWC...
is he not gonna bring up the fact that Onision's a fucking pedophile? Because I think Onision being a pedophile is a way bigger issue than Christine fucking a blow-up doll. I feel like maybe, perhaps, that's a bigger problem.
If we mentioned everything bad Onision has done, we would be here all day. Onision and Christian are so hated, they literally made the hatred people have for them as a brand. Most of the views Onision gets are from people who absolutely hate him. Christian has sold Sonic 2 medallions, his striped shirt, and his Sonic totem for $1,500.
Get that bag!
Very famous Sonic totem which was featured in the background of some of his videos, and it was sold for $1,500 US. Someone actually bought it. Someone discovered that right after it was sold, he bought a $400 14 karat gold necklace, and
nice.
He
get that bag.
Sold his priceless striped shirt.
The CWC
get
could
that
peel
bag
out a rock and sell it for $100 if they wanted to. Now,
okay.
I do somewhat admire people who turn a bad situation into a good situation. I tried to do it myself, but the two people doing this are, well, Onision and Christian.
Please keep playing Persona 4 music and Danganronpa music, Robot Man. Please. What's next? Are you going to play another Danganronpa song? Maybe a Kingdom Hearts song? If you're feeling spicy.
To finish this video off, I just want to say, as soon as the CWC and Onision are gone for good, the internet just won't be the same without them.
I hate Christian Western because he is a lazy slob. The money is wasted on him. He doesn't have to work for this money. Damn him.
Oh, hi, Satan. You look like Jared Leto if he starved himself for a month on the left. And she still looks kinda good.
I love dykes. Dykes.
Oh no.
I'm straight.
I'm just being because I like it. It feels good. But
Christine.
for real though, this chick actually looks like without makeup. She really does. You could see it. She looks like.
If I am,
oh yeah,
if I see a
sexism is
dick,
cool.
I just look away with a moment of being freaked out.
Human beings. Anyone's soul want to be
Christine's
eaten?
awesome.
Soul
I love
eaten?
her.
God damn it, we have another mannequin. It's weird how her chin did.
Unironically, I love Christine Weston Chandler. She's awesome. We need more Christine Weston Chandlers. That's just like, they just put stuff out there and they don't give a shit if people hate it or not. They just do what they love and they have fun, and that's commendable. It's awesome. We need more people like that on the internet. We need to go back to fucking DeviantArt Tumblr days. I miss those days. We need another Onceler real quick. Who wants to design the next Onceler? Please.
Disappears like she has to put her hand on her chin just to make sure you know it's still there.
You know it's okay to be different. You know, sometimes we have our accidents. We poop ourselves. Yeah, then we end up with dirty pants. Hey, I know I've had my accidents. They're mostly stress-induced.
Honestly, Christine's great. See, guys, it's inspirational. He's using the Persona 4 song. He's using the Persona 4 song, guys. Are you inspired yet?
Also, the blind bard, the guy who edits my audio for me, can do a flawless Christian impression. With his Help I Dubbed the Joker trailer with Chris Chan's voice. And we did the How About Another Joke scene from the Joker with Chris Chan's voice. Neither of the two videos did very well, mostly because they got copyright claimed. And despite me not making any money on them, I still highly...
Okay, I don't give a shit anymore. Yeah, Onision's not, his, like, body shape isn't bad. He eats, like, he, like, exercises and, like, is a vegan or something. I meant to talk about it earlier, but I set up a coffee link for donations. I don't expect donations, but if anyone wants to send me money, please. Please! I need to buy the Sonitude medallion. So, now we're going to talk about Biden. I'm going to talk shit about Joe Biden for a little bit before I do the big surprise. Let me do this, though. Oh! So, recently, not that recent, but recent enough, Biden said Kamala Harris is his VP. And oh boy, choosing the cop candidate in the middle of the biggest, like, anti-cop movement in a while is certainly a political choice. It's certainly a move. I don't think it's a good move. Kind of feels like maybe the Democrats aren't listening to the younger generation. I don't know. Just a thought. And the biggest problem is this fucking election should have been just like a slam dunk for the fucking Democratic Party, right? You've had 4 years of Trump being fucking shit at his job, dozens of scandals, and him fucking up COVID response just completely, killing tons of people as a result. And somehow Biden and the Democratic Party have found a way to, like, fuck up at every possible chance. And it should have been so easy. They should have just slid in there. All you had to do was not let Biden say anything fucking stupid. And then he's going on about shit like, I got hair that turns blonde in the sun. And you got him fucking going, if you can't decide if you're voting for me or Trump, you ain't black. And other shit. Crazy shit. And it's ridiculous. I'm still voting for Biden because I don't have a choice. Voting third party isn't going to do fucking shit. But the fact that somehow he's found a way to fuck up every chance he's gotten is so fucking asinine. It makes my fucking brain melt every time I think about it. There was that fucking interview, right? Where he was on the fucking, like, Zoom call or whatever, and he just lets out a massive fart. That was a fucking tip. That was the peak of fucking Biden shit. The part where he has a loud ass fart on live fucking interview, that shit was funny as fuck. And it's been downhill ever since. And like, the biggest thing with the Kamala fucking shit, aside from her being a cop, which is in itself the fucking worst, she's also a fucking transphobe. Right? She fucking put trans women in men's prison. And she fucking didn't give them fucking, like, gender, she didn't allow them to have gender reassignment surgery or start hormones or anything. And that's bullshit. That's transphobic bullshit. That's the kind of shit that young people don't want. Because, hey, guess what? The amount of trans people in the fucking country is going up. You think the fucking trans people want the second in command to be a fucking person that would throw them in the wrong jail? No. Like, no. That's they don't want that. And that's the big disconnect, is that fucking people complain that young people aren't voting or young people aren't going out to vote or whatever. while neither party is speaking for the younger generation. The only party that's speaking to the younger generation are the Republicans, who are speaking to the racist young people who grew up on fucking 4chan and shit and watch this fucking garbage. But the Democrats decide, no, we can't speak to things that are clearly big. We can't speak to things like Black Lives Matter. We can't speak to people who think the cops need to be, like, defunded or disbanded. What we need to do is we need to compromise, right? We need to have a mixed cabinet. We need to have Republicans at the DNC. We have to reach across the aisle, because that always fucking works, man. Reaching across the aisle is, top-notch solution. Always works. When has it ever failed? I don't know what it's fucking called. It's that diagram of the fucking saw and the thing, and it's like, Republicans move things further to the right. Democrats prevent things from moving back left. And it's like, yeah, honestly, that is how it feels a lot of the time. Like, we, fucking Trump did the fucking trans rights shit recently where he fucked up rights for fucking trans people, and it's aggravating, really. It's tiring, right? Because, like, it's not like, as an American, I have another choice. I can technically vote third party, but it's not going to change anything, okay? Unless the entire fucking Democratic voter base suddenly turns to a third party, it's going to do jack shit. And even then, there's not, like, a big third party they can choose from. It's like Libertarians, Green Party, both of them suck, and I don't give a shit. I don't want either of them. Like, I could vote for them, but I don't like them. I don't like their politics, personally. I don't know how long ago it was. There's a fucking Green Party Twitter account. It was like an official Green Party Twitter account for like some state or something. And it was a fucking about like how we should be allowed to fuck dolphins and shit. And like, obviously that doesn't speak for the entire Green Party, but I just think that's funny. You know? And I don't know. I don't know what else to fucking say about it. You know? The election should have been easy. Just absolute dunk. They had so much shit they could do. Like, even if, in my hypothetical world, like, even if it was still Biden, hypothetically, it should have been a slam dunk. Like, as long as it wasn't fucking, like, Bloomberg or Buttigieg, it should have been a slam dunk. Anyone would have been fine. But somehow Biden has found a way to fuck it up. Even in my worst fucking hypotheticals, I could never have seen Biden fucking up this badly. Like, this is ass. This is straight ass. We're living in the worst timeline. This is the worst timeline. Like, no doubt. I will not be surprised if fucking Trump wins another term. If Trump finds some way to finagle shit, if somehow, magically, Trump wins, I won't be surprised. And I will be pissed. And if Trump wins, I will expect a lot of bad shit to happen. Because we're living in Trump's America right now, and a lot of bad shit is already happening. And it's just annoying. It's sad, really, that I'm forced into the same position as fucking 2016, where I'm not voting for someone because I like their policies necessarily, but simply because they're the lesser of two evils. I don't even know what fucking Biden's policies are, because like Clinton, he's not really saying shit. He's just saying, at least I'm not Trump, and then everyone goes, woo! Yeah! And they clap. I saw Biden and I clapped. It's just bullshit. And people wonder, and politicians wonder, why young people feel disenfranchised, why they feel like, why they feel so powerless, why they may not vote, why they don't see electoral politics as like a way towards change. Because anytime they vote, their vote just gets canceled out. And nothing they vote for does anything. They don't change anything. And then people wonder why young people maybe don't vote as much. And of course, there are other reasons. There's voter suppression. There's the fact that you have to fucking work 5 jobs just to make enough to fucking live. You know? Whereas like older generations don't have to do that. And older generations have more time on their hands. And it's disappointing. You know, you'd think that the Democratic Party would have learned, right, from what happened during the last election. Like, okay, obviously our approach didn't work last time, so this time we should take a different approach. But they don't do it. They don't take a different approach because they're so fucking stuck in their ways, because the fucking party's run by fucking old-ass idiots who don't care about being progressive. They don't care about making actual change. They just want to be in power, I guess. I don't know what they want. It's obviously not what the people want. The people don't want to die from COVID, but the Democrats are letting it happen. The people want to be able to have money to survive during COVID, but they're not fucking, the fucking people aren't fucking meeting up till fucking after Labor Day. You know? Like, Labor Day is like 2 weeks away. And it's like, there are people that who may not have work right now. They're fucked. What are they gonna do? Like, they fucking don't have the extra unemployment right now, yeah? So people who have to be on unemployment for whatever reason are just fucked right now. They're shit out of luck. Sorry. See you after Labor Day if you're still alive. It's ridiculous. And you've got people like Nancy Pelosi who are like, oh, and they rip the paper, but then secretly they vote. They vote for the thing. They vote for the thing that the bad guy wants to do. And it's dumb. It just makes everything feel pointless, you know, when nothing you do changes anything, when no matter how loud you are, no matter how much you say exactly what you want in explicit terms, and the people in power don't listen, it makes everything tiring, you know. Because, like, the fucking Black Lives Matter protests have been going on for hundreds of days now, I'm pretty sure. And they keep going, and the police keep fucking just violently attacking people, and now they're letting white supremacist groups fucking murder people in the streets. You know? And we're being very explicit about what it is we want, what it is that needs to change. And it's like the politicians just don't give a shit. They don't care what we want. They don't care if like, we want actual change or not. They don't give a shit about change. They just... It sucks. This whole situation is dumb. Everything about it is dumb. It doesn't need to be like this. It straight up just doesn't need to be like this. If the politicians listened to what the people say, it wouldn't be like this, you know? But the politicians don't give a shit, and the way our system runs is bullshit. So maybe there won't be a revolution in my time, you know? And I would prefer like a full-scale revolution to this fucking bullshit. But of course, I don't see that happening. But something's going to happen. Something big is going to happen soon. And as things are now, we basically live in a fascist government. And it sucks. It's a struggle. And there's no wonder people my age feel helpless, you know? And to act like it's not a big deal, and that when we vote Biden in, everything will just be fine, it's wrong. Because even when we vote Biden in, we'll still have to be fighting against the police. We'll still have to be fighting for black lives, unless there's some sweeping thing that the Democratic Party does that completely dismantles the police system as we know it and replaces it with something else, like a social worker group or something. But, of course, that's not going to happen. But, anyways, let's listen to the fucking Biden Hairy Legs song. Checked by Snopes. Oh, thanks, Snope.
And it is time for a president who understands Coldplay is the best band in the world.
That's wrong.
You got that wrong. No, look,
I got hairy legs. I'm best equipped to beat Donald Trump. That's what your poll said.
Vice President Biden, why are you a better choice than your opponents?
I got hairy legs. Hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. In the sun. Come rub my legs. From the morning until the day's done. Till the day's done.
We are at the end here.
I got hairy legs. Yeah, that's right. You heard what I said. You heard what I said. I got hairy legs. Yeah, man.
This should have been the end of fucking Biden's campaign. The thing that makes me the maddest about the fucking current election cycle is that Biden was fucking losing until these motherfuckers dropped out and backed him. Until Buttigieg and fucking Klobuchar and Harris and fucking whoever. Like, the only one who backed out that didn't fucking back Biden was Warren. And that's because she was fucking petty as fuck as Bernie, and even she couldn't fucking stand behind Biden. Like, if these people had backed out and supported, like, Warren or Bernie, we would be having a Bernie or Warren as the Democratic nominee. I 100% believe that. Melding. Don't meld.
Watch the hair come back up again. I'm the guy with the best chance to win.
What time is that? Thank
It's
you.
only 66, not up yet. Corn Pop was a bad dude. And he ran a bunch of bad boys, a bad crew.
White guy, yeah? Yes, sir.
I really was the only white guy they really knew. He said, I'll meet you outside. And I said, what am I gonna do? Corn Pop, he can't stop. Corn Pop, he won't stop. Yeah.
That's time, thank you.
So I'd like to talk about who we're running against. A billionaire who calls women horse-faced lesbians. You could release women from those agreements immediately.
Maybe they didn't like the joke I told.
Are you willing to release them?
Release them. These agreements were made consensually.
I'm the only person on this stage that's got hairy legs. Seriously? Hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun.
You got other.
Oh, my biggest thing, another thing I just remembered is fucking, like, Harris went hard on Biden in the debate and fucking criticized him super hard. And she fucking, like, gets an interview and some guy's like, yeah, so what was about that? And she's like, it was a debate. It was a debate. What a fucking spineless piece of shit.
Issues we're trying to get
Here's
to.
the last point I want. I know my time's going to run out. Here's the last point I want to make to you. I got hairy legs. Yeah.
We are a country where there are too many people that are obese.
I am scared.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Vice President Biden, I want to start with you. Why should anyone have faith that you're the one who can get this done now?
Because I'm the only one that...
Stop.
No,
Let's
talk about math.
Let's talk about math indeed. Okay, so here's the math.
Coldplay is the best band.
Can I respond
you
to
ain't
the...
Why am I stopping? No one else stops.
Okay.
Joe said it right. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. Look, I think it's important that on day one, I have more hair than anyone else. I got hairy legs.
I don't care.
Yeah, that's right. You heard what I said. You heard what I said. I was a pretty darn good lifeguard. I learned a lot.
We let this get out of control.
Lived out in Mayfield with my grandpa. We used to play basketball with Corn Pop. And he sank every single shot.
Time is up. Thank you.
I'm not out of time. You spoke over time, and I'm going to talk. Here's the deal. I got hairy legs on the fight 2020.
Yeah, that song's a bop, though. That song's good. In any other election, Biden would not have won after going, I got hairy legs to turn blonde in the sun. In any other election, Biden would have had to drop out after saying you ain't black. And it's ridiculous that it's gotten to this point. Anyways, it's time for the big surprise, everyone. I'm talking about Muffin Weasel again. That's the big surprise. Haha. But this is special because this is talking about how Muffin Weasel is a piece of shit. And this is just petty drama. This is just petty shit, really. But also kind of showing how bad some people are, specifically liberals. Sorry, I got a cough. So recently, in Chud Logic's Discord server, I was talking to Muffin Weasel, and not once, but twice, on 2 separate occasions, he defended the use of the slur against trans people, trap, which is a slur, and tried to say, well, no, it's not a slur. It is a slur. Okay, trap is a slur. Now, for the record, Muffin Weasel is non-binary. They use they/them pronouns. So, you know, I as a white cis man, think it's okay for them to try to reclaim the slur. That's not the issue here. The issue is them saying it's not a slur at all when it is a slur. You know, if they want to use it to refer to themselves, that's fine. That's okay. That's how reclaiming a slur works. But it doesn't change the fact that it is a slur. The word is still a slur. I, as a cis person, can't walk up to a trans woman and call them that word because that would be offensive and that would be a slur. That would be the same as calling them any other slur for transgender people. But this is something else. So recently, my good friend Itzel found this image from Muffin Weasel's Twitter, where he says a slightly edited version of the N-word, which already is pretty sus. So as a big funny, I sent it to them, right? And there's this whole fucking exchange where they claim I was stalking their account just because a friend sent me something. But here they are defending the use as them as, you know, a 2/3 white person, because as they say, they are 1/3 non-white. We'll get into that in a second. Here they are as 2/3 white saying they can say the N-word in a separate form because that's only 1/3 of the N-word. I don't think that math checks out. Does it check out? Yeah, never mind, it checks out. It's 1/3, but I don't think you're allowed to say that shit. You know? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But anyways, we go down here and they say they're Romani, which is not an ethnicity I'm familiar with, and I don't give a shit. Because you're not black, Muffin Weasel. We all know you're not black. It doesn't matter that you're Romani. It doesn't matter what your ethnicity is. You're not black. You can't say the N-word, you know? Like, if I, as a cis person, decided to go around saying trans slurs, that would be not good. I'm not allowed to say that. And you, as a mostly white person, are not allowed to say fucking slurs meant for people of another ethnicity. If you want to say slurs about your own ethnicity, sure. Go ahead. I don't give a shit. But you're very clearly not the race of people that are allowed to say the N-word. And it definitely stems from, like, the fucking, like, I think Destiny is someone that, like, defends the use of people saying the N-word. And listen, No. If you are not black, can't say the N-word. If you have a black friend who says, you can call me the N-word, that's fine. It's not a free pass to go around in public and just start saying it willy-nilly, though. It's not how that fucking works. It's not how that shit works. You can't do that. It's not okay. It's not okay. You can't just go around saying that shit. But yeah, that's all really for this stream. Probably shorter stream. I didn't really have a lot to talk about. But I can stream in a place where I won't sweat my ass off now. So that's cool. Hope you guys liked the moody lighting that I have. This big light up here, whenever I turn it on, it makes a giant glare in the camera. So that's why we've gone with the tiny light. But anyways, have a good day.